how to have faith and trust in your manifesting. Now, this is a really important topic that I think people don't understand enough about, like why they don't have trust or why they don't have faith. And nobody really wants to break it down because, well, the gurus and the teachers that are using trickle down teaching, right? They have access to the same YouTube videos, the same courses, the same books that you do. They don't actually understand, right? And they think you just need to have blind faith. And I'm going to show you exactly how to get the faith you need and why you don't have it in this video. Hi, I'm Sherry Hemstreet, everyone's favorite manifesting mentor, and I've helped over 3,400 women and men to create their dreams into reality using specific manifestation processes for themselves. And in this exact training, I want to dive into what it takes to actually trust in your manifesting, to have faith in your manifesting, right? Because we all get into that space and we're like, is it going to come in? You know, you have to believe, right? That everyone's telling you, you have to believe it's going to happen. You have to believe it's going to come in. You have to believe, you have to know, right? And the thing is, it can be pretty hard to have faith and trust when you don't know. We're human beings. We are wired to want to know. We want to know everything. This is why we ask questions. This is why we we ask about everything. We are wired because we don't like uncertainty. And in the realm of manifesting, it has become very common for coaches and gurus, teachers, just to tell their clients, you just have to trust. You just have to trust. And that can be really difficult, right? Because what are you putting your trust in? Well, the teachers like to say that you're putting your trust in the universe, and that could be true, but while the universe is going to deliver it, something still isn't sitting right with you. Have you had that experience? I know I have talked to so many women who have had this experience. They're like, something about it just isn't sitting right. Something feels off. Right? Or when, you're like, how do I have faith when I have no proof that it's going to happen? And faith is a very, very big topic, right? Faith in your manifesting, in the ability that you are going to receive your manifestation, comes back down to belief. And belief is the root here, right? And so they're saying you have to believe it will happen, and you have to trust it will happen, and you have to have faith it will happen. But here's the thing. None of those three things are going to help it happen, even though you are probably being told you need those three things. You're being told you need belief. You're being told you need trust. You're being told you need faith. And when you have the absolute trust and faith and belief, yes, it will empower everything, but you are being asked to have this from a space of blindness. Now, a lot of this is because of the methods and the way people are being taught to manifest. And that means they are being taught to manifest from a space where it's just all your fault, or people don't understand the mechanics of manifesting. They don't understand the actual realms or levels of manifesting. And when you don't understand how manifesting works in a very practical, easy to explain way so that somebody can wrap their head around it, you get this concept that we currently have where everyone's like, oh, manifesting is woo-woo, and it's, it's for those people that they're just off their rocker, or, manifesting is no way to build a business. Manifesting doesn't give you the results you want. Manifesting stops at a certain level. And for all of these things, I understand that, right? I understand what this looks like and feels like because I've heard it all from my clients. So, this is also where women come to me and they're like, I need to give the energetics a break, or I need to get more practical in building my business. And it's because there are these wishy-washy ways that are not going to be an absolute, yes, this is going to happen, manifestation. And so what happens is if you've been manifesting for a while, you actually get to this point where like something doesn't come through. And it's usually at this point when it's taken a while that you're like, I need to have faith. I need to have trust. I need to believe. And what all of those things are doing is asking you to have confidence in the fact that you know, that you know, that you know, that you know, it's going to be made manifest. But when you feel into your body, it doesn't feel right. Something feels off and you're like, I just can't get on board with that. How do I just blindly believe? How do I just blindly move into trust? How do I just blindly move into faith? How do I just blindly move into belief? How do I blindly accept this confidence that this is going to happen? And what happens is this is typically on a like big, outrageous, ambitious results manifestation, right? Because it's not like the little car park or the getting the electric bill paid for $125. It's not on those things, right? These are on things that are just outside of your actual energetic sphere, things that you can't fully grasp and just bring into your reality. And that is where manifesting power is extraordinary. And this is where you grow and you are stretched in it. When it's just outside of your grasp, just outside of your reach, just outside of your auric field, just beyond what you know is right there waiting for you, that's when manifesting, when you are manifesting in that way, that's when it gets like mind-blowingly powerful. And that's where I like for my students and clients to manifest, in that realm. Now, what it takes to get there, right, is you're manifesting something big. And you'll go through a period where it's not showing up and it's not showing up. You're in stagnation. You've hit a ceiling. You might even think it's like just around the corner and you just got to keep doing the thing. But what eventually happens is you start going like, I did this myself. I drove myself crazy. I'm like, what do I need to do to convince the universe to give this to me, right? What do I need to do to convince the universe that I am worthy of having this so the manifestation gods will smile down on me, right? And that's a bit of an exaggeration, but not really. Like I seriously at one point was so frustrated and I was like, what does it take? And I was like, I believe, I trust, I know, I've done this before. I had all of those pieces. All of those pieces work when you are working in a very simplistic manifestation method. When you are working on things that are bigger, you know, like my client who manifested a $450,000 year, that's bigger. She wasn't working with simplistic methods. She was working with advanced manifestation methods, quantum creation. And so the difference is in the manifesting method. So the teachers, the gurus are saying, you have to believe it's going to happen. You have to believe this. You have to believe that. You have to have faith. You have to have trust. You have to know. You have to have the confidence. But what they're really saying is they want you to have the confidence in the method. And what you're really feeling is you can't. And it's because you know. You have this innate intuition. You have this innate connection to source. You have a way of knowing. And because your higher self knows, because your greater self knows, because your expanded self knows that this is not going to get you there, you can't have faith, trust, confidence, belief, knowing, any of those. Because what happens is you're not using a manifesting method that has the capability of bringing that to you. So what your teachers are really asking you to do is put your faith outside of yourself, put your trust outside of yourself, put your confidence outside of yourself, put your belief outside of yourself, put your knowing and your knowledge outside of yourself, and trust in whatever. Right? Whether it's the 3-6-9 method, the 5-5-5 method, the timeline jumping method, or maybe they have a process that brings it more internal. Maybe they're rewiring and reprogramming. Maybe you're working through healing. The simple fact of the matter is, if you have a feeling that you cannot trust, if you have a feeling that you cannot know, if you have a feeling that you cannot believe, if you have a feeling you cannot have faith, if you have a feeling and you are lacking confidence in all of this, it's because that's not going to happen. And that's the answer you didn't want to hear. None of us want to be told that's not the way to get there from here. But the fact of the matter is if you are lacking trust, if you are lacking faith, if you are lacking confidence and belief, because you are being asked to trust in this method, there is a lack of alignment. That is what these things are telling you when you don't have trust, faith, confidence, belief. All of those things are telling you there is a lack of alignment. And that's very... They don't want to tell you that that's the answer, because then they can't point you to the answer and how to fix it. They just want to tell you that you have to believe, that you have to trust, that you have to know, that you have to have confidence. And it has to be blind acceptance of these things. But your inner source is going, no, 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 I don't see it. And as time goes on, and as time goes on, and as time goes on, you lose confidence, you lose all of these things. And all that is doing is telling you is that the method that you are using to manifest is not aligned with what you want to manifest. I'll show you very simply. If you want to manifest a cup of coffee right now, think about manifesting a cup of coffee. You're thinking of manifesting a cup of coffee. You want to manifest a cup of coffee. You know what it feels like to manifest a cup of coffee. You've probably manifested bajillions of cups of coffee, right? Like, I can't even tell you how many cups of coffee I've manifested just by thinking, oh, I'd be nice if I had a coffee. I remember one time I literally left my purse at home and I got in a Starbucks line. I know, this was before everyone hated Starbucks. I got in a Starbucks line going, I don't know, something's gonna happen. And I placed my order. And I was like, I don't know how this is even going to happen, right? Now, you would think that this is me acting on blind trust, blind faith, blind confidence, blind belief. No. I was following my internal guidance, and this is what I did. And when I tell you the car in front of me paid for my coffee, when I left my purse at home. Like, literally, the things I needed were, and I was like, I just want to get a coffee, right? And that didn't require any trust, any faith. I knew that I knew that I knew. And I also knew that if I got up to the window, I could simply say, I left my purse at home, my wallet at home. I'm sorry, I'll have to be back. Nobody was going to die. Nothing drastic was going to happen. Starbucks wasn't going to like blacklist me forever. It was a simple thing. I was like, sure, I will do this. And because of that, I manifested coffee. But think about it this way. You're manifesting the coffee now, right? How much trust does it take to believe that at some point you can manifest this cup of coffee? Do you have to do a 5-5-5 method? Do you have to do all of these methods? How much trust, how much confidence, how much belief, how much faith do you need? Right now when you get specific about the timeline like I did and get in line at the drive-thru, yeah, it's going to be a little more specific, but like if you just set the intention that in the next 30 days you're going to manifest a cup of coffee, how much belief and trust and faith and confidence do you need to have that that's going to happen? Probably not a whole lot. And there's a couple reasons why, right? Like, so the first reason why is you probably have a very low attachment to this. You can buy a cup of coffee. Like, there are many ways to manifest coffee. You could just go out and buy it, right? Somebody could give you a Starbucks gift card or a gift card to your favorite cafe. I keep referencing that because everyone knows what it is, right? But let's not get caught up on that. You just know it's going to happen. It has a high probability if you are in alignment and putting the energy, depositing the energies, I always say, right? Like, you have to make an energetic deposit for this to happen. And you don't have to like Get into the deepest recesses of knowing, of trusting, of being in faith and having confidence. Because it's pretty simplistic. And you have done this before in many different ways, whether it's a cup of coffee or something small, you've manifested this way. So you have confidence that manifesting that way works for that type of thing. But let's say you're doing what my client did, Athena. You're manifesting $450,000 in a year. And let's say you've never made more than half of that, right? That requires some trust, some confidence, some faith, some belief. But the difference is when you are manifesting and you have to put out the faith and the trust and the belief and the confidence. The difference is having a teacher who's asking you to just do this blindly because it has to work, or having a teacher who puts all of that back into you, right? Because all of these things come from you, but yet you're being asked to put your confidence in something else. And what happens is you are moving that locus of power from within you into the manifesting method. And manifesting methods do have a bit of power up into a certain degree and certain frequency, right? Because they are just all inherently made that way. Because you've already made energetic deposits. So once you make that energetic deposit and you've made so much of it, and then you just do some more to push it over the edge, that's when it comes into manifestation. But as you want to manifest bigger things that have more meaning, that are not as common, right? Ambitious results here, that's what we're talking about. You no longer can put your confidence, your faith, your trust, and your belief into the manifesting method. Now, granted, you need to use a manifesting method that has a track record of getting results, that has a process that makes sense to your smart girl mind that this is going to work, it'll get results, right? But the fact of the matter is when you start manifesting those big things, when you start manifesting ambitious results, when you start manifesting the impossible, you aren't having belief in the universe delivering that. You aren't having the confidence in the universe delivering that. You aren't having the trust and the faith in anything outside of yourself. You see, and this would serve you at all levels of manifesting. This would serve you at all levels of manifesting. To have faith means to have faith within yourself. Faith within yourself that you're going to stay the course. Faith within yourself that you're going to focus. Faith within yourself that you have chosen a method that is in alignment to your desire. Do you see how much easier that is? It's easy to have faith in ourselves. It's easy to have trust in ourselves. We trust ourselves to do the thing. We trust ourselves to take the inspired action. We trust ourselves to answer the call. We trust ourselves to get in line at Starbucks. Even though it feels weird, we can do things even though they feel weird. Because we have decided to trust ourselves. We have decided to have faith in ourselves. Our confidence is within ourselves. And that's where you have the confidence that this will work, because it begins in you. The trust begins in you. The faith begins in you. And the belief has to be yours. You have to believe in yourself. You don't have to believe in the thing. Everything that exists just so you can want it. You don't have to believe in it. It's already there. It already exists. I don't understand what what the teachers and gurus are talking about when they're like, you just have to believe it'll happen. Happen? It's already happened for someone. It's already happened for someone. You have to believe it can happen for you. You have to believe that you can have that. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in who you are and your ability to have that. It's a total game changer. And here's the thing, when my students and clients are using quantum creation, they are literally in the space that they know this thing is happening. I will never forget, I was talking with my client Jessica, and she was just wonderful, right? And she was manifesting 6 figures, and she manifested a 6-figure client. And this happened in a span of 30 days. And she said to me, she's like, Sherry, it got to be at a point where I knew there was no way this could not happen. And everything that she had done to get to that point was developing the faith, was developing the trust, was developing the confidence, was developing the belief in herself. Now, she didn't have low self-esteem. She didn't have low ambition. She didn't have low drive. But this was another level of faith, another level of trust, another level of confidence, another level of belief. And all of this, and I used to call this the K3 method, right? Where you know that you know that you know. All of this leads to that method, right? Like knowing that you know it's happening, that there's no way it's not happening. And that is confidence. Knowing that you know there is no way it's not going to happen, that is belief. Belief beyond all things. That is trust. That is faith. And it doesn't have to be blind. Nobody's requiring you to have blind faith in anything on this planet. Nobody's requiring you to have blind faith in God. Nobody's requiring you to have blind faith in Creator. Nobody's requiring you to have blind trust in Creator. None of these are requirements. The only requirement is that you wake up and you find it. You seek it and you're going to find it. You look for it and you're going to find it. And then it's up to you to decide. But just like that, just like the spiritual principles, no one is going to require you to have blind faith, blind trust, blind confidence, blind belief when you're using the right manifesting method. Because inside, you're going to have the alignment. Your soul, your expanded self is going to go, yeah, I know. I feel that. I get that. Yeah, this feels right. Yeah, I can trust that this is working. Yes, I know that this is going to work out. Yes, I believe that this is happening. I have faith. I have trust. I have confidence. And then the confidence within you and the confidence that you have for the things that you are creating, not that are coming to you, the things that you are creating. You are receiving these things into your life through creation. You are receiving them because you are in alignment, because you are at a higher frequency. And I'm not talking about a higher frequency where you're so high vibe and happy and positive. It's not that. The higher frequency is the alignment. Knowing that the manifestation method is the path is what makes it possible for you to have the faith, the trust, the confidence, the belief. If you don't have that, that is your expanded self telling you this is not the way there. And when you do have it, that is your expanded self telling you, yes, let's go this way, right? Now, here's a caveat, right? If you are acting with a very dysregulated nervous system, if you are acting from fear, if you are acting from a space of being frazzled, if you're acting from a space of chaos, of catastrophe, of anger or depression or desperation, all of those are going to cloud whether this is the method or not. And if you can have that space of trust and knowing and faith and belief and confidence, because you're hoping against hope instead of getting quiet, going within and getting the direction you need. And that's really how you have faith, you have trust, you have belief, You have confidence in manifesting. You tap into that energy. And it's entirely different when it's in alignment or when it's out of alignment. And if it's not coming in, if it's been more than 30, 60, 90 days, and it's not a baby, right? Because babies still take 9 months. We don't want them before then, right? But if it's not a baby, or if it's not something that takes a particular time, an amount of time that is specified scientifically, or, in the 3D physical realm, don't wait more than 3 months, 6 months, and now you are at a time deficit, and it becomes detrimental to your manifesting ability. Becomes detrimental to your mindset, becomes detrimental to many, many things, and it actually decreases the internal power that you feel. And that is not a good space to be. And I've seen it more than once with clients who've come to me and they're like, I just tried and tried and tried, and I'm now I don't think I can manifest anything. And I'm like, oh, you can manifest anything you want. You just have to have the right method. And so it simply comes down to the right method, to the alignment of the method with your desire. So the more of you that is in that method, the better the results are going to be. It's that simple. I hope you've enjoyed this. Your favorite manifesting mentor, Sherry Hemstreet of thesherryhemstreet.com. If you know somebody that this would help, please let them know about this. I would love for them to hear it. And I will see you on the next one.